Hello and welcome back to Rise of the Argonauts. And yeah, last episode we repelled an attack from some Ionian mercenaries and also a assassin who killed our soon-to-be wife Alcime. And Alcime, yeah. And as of right now there's no mention of the Golden Fleece yet, or maybe this is a story after. I'm not sure exactly how it went in the Greek mythology. So I've checked in the menu here. We can check the map, and this is where we know what goal we have right now. So we need to speak with Hercules, and maybe he will tell us of some way to bring her back. Well, I tell you, bring back the dead is not a very good idea. Also, we've got stars, which are probably just oh, those are the achievements that we did. So we've got the Avenger for driving the Ionians from the palace, and we've got Aquarius. Yeah, this is the just killing of soldiers. So yeah, we can also read about the stories of each and every constellation here. Maybe I'll just keep it here for a few seconds. If you want to read it, you can pause. I'll do it also for this one. And this one. Okay. So we've also got aspects, and this actually is the skills system, I guess. So to get skills, you need to choose a god, and you need to dedicate deeds to them. And I'm not sure how exactly it works. I guess once I have enough, I can choose a skill here. I'm not sure which one. Oh, this is nice. After defeating an enemy, we regain some health. Okay, and what about the other gods? So this is for Hermes. Oh, so this one is Hermes. So his So from Hermes we get better sword skills. And this is for probably maces. And what? It should actually be... No, it's all enemies, all weapons. Oh, let's see here. So Apollo is focused on shields, and Athena is focused on spears. So yeah, I'll probably want to maybe dedicate something to Ares. I'm not sure how this works. Yeah, let's... Okay, so we've got our first point, I guess, on the left side here. There's quite a lot of points, but let's see what we can do. We can invest it in Menace. If Jason defeats enemies quickly, all of his attacks have a damage bonus versus shields. Okay. Okay, so extra damage if we're attacked. So this one is, I think, the best one. Overall more damage versus shields. Okay. And what's god powers? We don't have any. Okay. So let's continue here. So let's go through the door here. And we need to find Hercules.
Did I not do everything you asked of me? Why then? Here, of all places, on your sacred island, I do not accept it. If this is your will, I do not accept it.
Well, you know, fate in Greek mythology is a fun thing. You can't really run from it. Okay, so let's talk with Hercules here.
Jason, your uncle was looking for you. He wanted to know when you plan to give last rites to Alcime.
If I send her spirit to the underworld, I'll never get her back.
Get her back? How?
I don't know how. I don't have the answers yet, but there must be a way.
I wish I had the answers to give you. But perhaps I know someone who could. Someone whose business is answers. The Oracle at Delphi.
Delphi?
If anyone would know, it would be her.
Yes, the Oracle. Master Argos finishes a great ship as we speak. It will serve.
Delphi's not easily found, it's said. Does he know the way?
I don't know, but I aim to find out. Come, we'll ask him ourselves.
Okay.
Oh, remember,
so...
your uncle is ahead in the courtyard. He wanted to speak with you. I told him I'd let you know.
Okay, so let's see here. So we need to go to the docks, find the ship. Okay. Also, in the courtyard, there's supposed to be our uncle.
Poor Thanos.
I wouldn't blame him.
This was his job.
He loves her so.
Okay, here's our uncle.
There you are, Jason. It's good to see you out of that mausoleum. It isn't healthy to linger over the dead, nephew. Iolcus needs its king. Captain Idas has finished his investigation. Petitions await, and we must set a date to give last rites to Alcime.
There will be no date for that.
What? Jason, I am your uncle, and I care for you. The will of the gods may be a mystery to us all, but to deny Alcime her last rites is unnatural.
Until I'm certain there's no way to bring her back, I will not do it.
Bring her back? Alcime is dead. You seek the impossible.
It's been done before.
Possible? Orpheus convinced Hades himself to allow his wife to return to the living.
Orpheus made a deal with Hades, but he broke it. Eurydice never saw the light of day.
But she could have. Orpheus failed, but that does not mean Jason would if given the same chance.
I'm going to Delphi, Uncle. I'll find my answers there.
This is the despair of grief. You're not thinking clearly. Alcime would not approve.
Okay, so I've noticed that the last answer we gave was green. And here we have red and blue.
Elias,
So
you've
it's
always
probably...
given me good counsel, so I'll say this once and I'll say it plainly. My mind is set to this. Either lend your wisdom to help me, or stay out of my way.
I understand your ardor, Jason, but have you thought this through? Delphi is not found on any map. Find 100 charts, and each will point a different way.
I would trust Argos' charts above any other. Hercules and I will go ask him ourselves.
Very well. I know better than to argue with you when your mind is set. I will consult our records about the location of Delphi, in case Master Argos doesn't know the way.
Thank you, Uncle.
Delphi, I pray you find the answers you seek, nephew. I will go to the royal court and maintain some semblance of order there.
It's
Okay.
unheard of.
So, I'm guessing that the answers we give us a little bit of experience for favor for the gods, and yes, we've got some for Hermes and probably Athena. Yeah. So that's nice.
Hacking Iolcus.
So now we need to go
Those Ionians must...
where exactly? And how do we get there? Yeah, we need to go to the docks.
be mad to risk the wrath of Zeus.
This
They are
way probably.
barbarians who worship the old gods.
Not this way. Can I jump? No. So I went the wrong way. Open the door, please.
So I thought.
I need to go over this way.
Yes, I've heard that one too.
Oh, we can talk
Prefer
with
not to
someone.
think about it.
Sir, I'm sorry. We were just talking idly.
It's all right.
It's just that we've heard so many rumors about what happened. I don't know what to think.
The threat is over. The danger is past. As for who is responsible and why it happened, leave that to myself.
Of course, sir. It's a comfort to hear that from our warden.
Okay, I'm not sure why exactly her
An
voice
odd
was
coincidence
a lot louder than the other voices, but fine. Okay, so we need to go and see Argos.
This is where I first met Alcime.
When you were children?
Yes. Her father, King Lycomedes, left her in the care of my father while he was at war. 10 years she lived here.
Alcime,
Oh,
come
so
back!
we got a flashback.
She is willful, King. You must watch her carefully.
She'll be safe here, Lycomedes.
Indeed. No one knows. Not even my advisors. Alcime!
Are you spying? Here, father.
I see you've met young Jason.
King Lycomedes, sir.
Jason, word of advice. I know my daughter. You're going to have to keep your wits about you.
Come, Hercules.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of backstory there. And,
What a view! You can see for miles.
and we've got outside, almost. Another...
Hail, King Jason.
Oh, you're alive.
Captain Idas, how are you feeling?
Better, my king. My pride was injured more than anything. Was it time those Ionian dogs wouldn't have had a chance?
You fought bravely, my friend. The odds were great.
I've got 3 things for your attention, Jason. First, we have the results from our investigation of the attack. Second, I've just received a report of a disturbance in the village. And lastly, there's a private matter I would discuss with you.
Okay, so tell me about the investigation.
Let's hear the investigation report.
I'm afraid it's both disturbing and disappointing.
Let's hear the disappointment first.
We still don't know why the assassin came. The Ionians, that's easy. They're mercenaries. They came for plunder. But why Alcime was targeted? What anyone could have hoped to gain from it? We've learned nothing.
And the disturbing part?
The assassin bore all the markings of a Black Tongue. His dress, his weapons, his tattoos, and of course, his marksmanship. Jason, I went to that balcony. There's not a bowman in Greece who could have made that shot.
Okay, so tell me about the Black Tongues.
Idis, what do you know of the Black Tongues?
Just the common rumors, really. They're a cult that worships the dark titaness Hecate. Like the Ionians, they place the old gods above Olympus. For centuries, the Black Tongues were the most feared assassins in Greece. I don't know if you remember, but when you were a boy, Alcime's father, King Lycomedes, waged a war against the cult. Until this attack, everyone thought he had eradicated them.
Apparently not.
So we've got a motive. So the Black Tongues targeted Jason's wife because her father waged war upon them. So yeah. And the Ionians?
Are we sure they were nothing more than hired mercenaries?
As far as we can tell. We traced this particular band back to Ithaca. They were there about a month ago to reprovision. Our sources say they spoke there of a new job they'd just been hired for. A well-paying job.
Okay, and what about the private matter?
What is this private matter, Idis? You know you may speak freely with me.
Yes, well... It's time for me to step down, Jason. I'm not the man I once was. This attack made me realize I've grown old. I can't ask men to fight for me when I can't fight for them.
More than any man in Iolcus, you've earned the right to choose when your time has come.
I've got 3 men in mind who could do the job. The sooner you make your choice, the sooner I can start training them to take my place.
Okay, so let's decide.
Let's see the men who would attempt to replace you.
Lieutenants Ivarius, Myron, and Platon, step forward. These 3 are equal in rank and seniority. I believe all 3 could do the job.
Okay, so...
Lieutenant Ivarius, speak your case.
I am Ivarius, son of a farmer from the plains. I've known no other captain than Idis. If chosen, I will strive to lead as he does. Honor and sacrifice will be the hallmark of your guard.
Okay, so what's your
Tell me,
strategy?
Ivarius, how would you defend the palace?
I would do as Idis did. Spread the guard throughout to spot any attack as soon as possible.
What do you think of your fellow lieutenants?
Both are dedicated in their own way. I'll speak no ill of them.
Okay, so that's good.
Lieutenant Platon, speak.
Platon, born a fisherman, but destined to be captain. King Jason, your guards have grown complacent. It's time to make a clean start, break them down, and build them up again. Instill discipline.
Okay.
Discipline without strategy only goes so far, Platon. How would you defend the palace?
To start, I'd have the guards off their asses and out scouring the island for the next threat. Those that must be here should be stationed in the royal court, the natural defensive point.
Okay.
What do you think of your companions?
They mean well, I suppose, but they don't have the balls to do what must be done. No offense.
Okay, so what about Myron?
Lieutenant Myron, make your claim.
My name is Myron. I come from a family of shepherds. For 3 years, I've led the Night Watch. Far too many died in the attack. It must not happen again. The guard could not survive another blow.
Let's hear how you would defend the palace, Myron.
Pull back the guard to the palace's living quarters, where the most people are. Important officials, yourself, Master Pelias, should have bodyguards at all times.
What do you think of your companions?
Dedicated, but reckless. In times such as these, we must be cautious.
From all of those, I would probably go for Avarias. But let's ask Pelias.
What is your counsel, Uncle?
From what I know, each of these men is capable. I'll tell you how we chose in the old days. We counted their scars and picked the one who had the most. In this case, that would be Avarius.
Yeah, and I guess... Okay, so let's decide.
I've made my decision.
Who will it be then?
Avarius.
Lieutenant Avarius, I name you Captain of the Guard. It is my wish that you strive to lead as Captain Idas has led. Nobly, honorably, and with dedication. May you always be first in battle and last to stand in our defense.
It will be my honor. May the leadership of Idas live on through me.
All three of you, I am grateful the Guard has men of your quality. Dismissed.
Okay. So let's continue
I
our
thank
talk
you,
with
Jason.
Idas.
I'm sure my wife, Cipriana, will thank you too.
After a few months with you around all day, she may change her tune.
I'd like to go tell her the news.
Of course. Let's finish our business. Then you can go to the village.
Okay, so what about
What
the
is this report of trouble in the village?
Apparently, Zeno of Thessaloniki has arrived on Iolcus. His brother Menander fell during the attack.
Yes. I heard he was among the guests who were killed.
As you can imagine, Zeno is none too pleased. Thessaloniki has never been a friendly neighbor. Those cheese-eaters have been jealous of Zeus's favor for as long as anyone can remember.
I remember this Zeno. Loud, arrogant sort. Fancies himself a general.
Aye. Well, he's down in the village shouting at anyone who will listen, demanding compensation for his brother. He's got a couple of men with him, and the guard who made the report says there was a witch with him as well.
Okay, so I guess that's
To
all
be
for
safe,
now.
let's keep the watch doubled, Idas.
As you say, Jason.
Okay, so we got another achievement. And let's see if we can go to the map. So you need to ask Argos about Delphi and deal with Zeno. And it's on the way, so why not? So we need to go down here and down the road.
Your palace would be at home among the great houses of Athens or Mycenae.
Okay, thanks for the input, Hercule. So there's a building here. Is this the village?
Welcome, King Jason.
Pandora?
May the blessings of Apollo's light shine upon you. What can Pandora, a humble fortune teller and follower of the sun god, do for you?
Yeah, tell me a
What type of fortunes do you tell?
I ask a person questions about their relationships with their fellow man. Then I interpret their responses and align them with the constellations of the stars.
Let's see what fortune you can see.
A man's most difficult choices involve the relationships he has with others. Which of these relationships shall we explore first?
Friendship.
Duty to king and country. Let us speak of that.
You are a scout in a king's army. A neighboring kingdom threatens your border. A fragile treaty keeps the peace, and you have orders to honor it. On patrol, you spot a soldier from the opposing kingdom hurriedly racing back to his side of the border. From where he was on your side, you see a scratched pattern on the ground, a signal for an invading force. What do you do?
Okay, so frame the enemy, honor the treaty, study the pattern, and chase and kill him. Well, we are supposed to honor the treaty, so we shouldn't really chase and kill him. So I guess we should... Yeah.
I would honor the treaty and my duty. I would finish my patrol and then make my report.
Your answer is guided by the constellation Libra, the scales. Of what shall we speak of next?
Yeah, society.
Let's speak of my fellow men.
You are a shepherd. You suspect a neighbor who is neither kin nor friend of opening your gate and grazing his flocks on your land. This shepherd's pastures lie between yours and the great forest. The wolves have been emerging from the forest in force this year and have claimed many of his flock. The wolves have spared your sheep while they grow fat on his. What do you do?
Okay, well, we should probably get proof before acting. Or we could work with him. If the wolves are a problem, if they eat all of his sheep, then soon they will eat my sheep.
I'd recognize that I benefit at his expense. He serves as a buffer between my sheep and the wolves. I would suggest that we work together to solve the problem.
I feel the sway of the constellation Libra, the scales, in your answer. Of what shall we speak of next?
Speak of friendship, the bonds between comrades.
You are a poor guard, as is your closest friend. You learn that someone has stolen the devotional offerings from the local temple. You discover it was your friend who did this. His wife is very sick and requires medicine he cannot afford. He offers to split the money with you if you keep his secret. A large reward and a likely promotion await you if you arrest him. What do you do?
So we can split the money, arrest him, or we can return all of the money anonymously, or let him keep all of it. Well, his wife is sick and we didn't touch the money, so we're not to blame?
I would let him keep all the money. He's my friend and he has need. The temple be damned.
Here, I sense the stars of the constellation Lupus, the wolf, in your response. Now we have only the matter of family to discuss. 2 suitors vie for your daughter's hand. One is a prince who will lift your entire family in stature and wealth, but your daughter doesn't love him. The other is a lowly farmer whose land is poor, but whose heart is rich with your daughter's love. If she marries the prince, there will be peace for 100 years, but she will live a short and unhappy life. If she marries the farmer, she will live long and happily, but the land will be plunged into brutal warfare. To whom do you give your blessing?
Well, there's yeah, that's a tough choice actually. Either way we doom our daughter or we doom the entire country. And I don't really want to make this choice. So let's say whoever she chooses. She chooses, so yeah.
I would give my blessing to whomever my daughter chooses as her husband. I would trust in her judgment and support her happiness.
In this matter, your answer aligns with the constellation Pygmalion, the sculptor.
So, Pandora, what fortune do you read in my responses?
For you, duty is not a matter of choice or condition. It is an absolute and has no room for interpretation. In society, the common good is the highest goal. You believe people should work together to solve their collective problems. The bonds of friendship run deep with you. For friends in need, there is nothing you wouldn't do. You would honor your family, and yet you would treat a stranger with equal respect and hospitality. Your dominant constellation is Libra, the scales. Wherever your path leads, your sense of justice will guide your steps. Your choices have shed much light on the man who stands before me.
Okay.
I hope you have found my humble fortune illuminating in some small way.
Yeah, very small way.
I did. Thank you.
Okay, so if we ask about Apollo, we get some favor with him.
Does
so
Apollo
let's do
grant
that.
you the gift of foresight? Is that why you're a fortune teller?
I'm certainly not an oracle or even a seer, but I have some knowledge of the stars and their influence on men.
Okay.
And
tell me
besides
about
prophecy, why else do you
Apollo.
follow Apollo?
Oh, Apollo rules over much more than that. He is the sun god. He who commands the sun.
Wait, isn't that Helios?
Civilization, music,
Helios?
and order. All of these are noble things.
Okay, I thought Helios was the sun god. But
What of
maybe I
Apollo's
was
virtues?
mistaken.
Do they have an effect on your work?
Nobility of purpose, a studious and open mind, compassion. These are the virtues I strive to uphold. There is a reason good men ask Apollo to bless their shields. He favors those whose purpose is true and who fight only to defend what's noble and right.
Okay, so
I must be going, Pandora.
yeah,
Be well.
we finished
Apollo bless
talking
you.
with Pandora, and this episode was not really packed with a lot of action. Oh, we can talk with this
Here,
guy.
Diaphanes, renowned architect, was shown by Apollo the temple and palace he was to build. As he gazed up at the cliffs, he was blinded by a beam of light. Shielding his eyes, he saw the outline of ghostly buildings high above. And thus the palace of the Kings of Iolcus was built to honor the vision he had been given.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, this just probably have to talk with all of those statues. But yeah, I guess for now I can end the episode here. It wasn't very action-packed, but it's, I guess, okay. So I'll end the episode here, and I hope I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!